Welcome to another segment of the Buzz on Veterans. I'm your host, Jeff Shuford, here with another phenomenal veteran lawyer in Northeast Florida, Jeremiah Blocker with North Florida Lawyers. How are you doing today?
Great, Jeff. Thank you for inviting me this morning.
First of all, let me start off with what made you go from the great Army to the awesome Air Force?
Well, I think it had something to do with my bad back and bad knees, but the Army was absolutely outstanding. But I had the opportunity to go into the JAG Corps and the Air Force. I was excited about taking that opportunity. So after about 14, 15 years in the Army, I made that transition. So it's been a good transition so far. I do miss the Army, though.
So. And that's phenomenal. And that's the next question I wanted to go into. What made you, really want to try law as a career focus in the military and out of the military? Because you did that in the military as well, correct?
Absolutely. I'm actually a judge advocate now in the Air Force Reserve. What I wanted to do, Jeff, is I really wanted to help people. Throughout the course of life, people have different issues that come up, whether it's criminal, whether it's buying a house and having an issue with the title. I really wanted to have an opportunity to reach out and help people and find solutions to their problems. And I found that being an attorney, you have a lot of opportunities to do that. So I'm excited about helping our clients. We do a lot of title work. We do a lot of real estate transactions, a lot of business formation, helping veteran-owned businesses form. And being an attorney equips me and puts me in an opportunity where I can help them be more effective.
And that was the next question I was going to ask. What area of law do you predominantly focus on?
Mostly real estate litigation and transactions. Obviously, we want to avoid litigation, but when you go and buy a house, or you want to rent some property or things of that nature, sometimes different issues come up, and we try to step in and help, whether it's as simple as your first purchase for your home, or you have a tenant that's not paying rent, or you're trying to buy some property and there's some environmental issues. We try to step in and help with that and resolve those issues.
Phenomenal. And Michael Stansky, who came on from Stansky Law, another veteran, very influential in the legal space, he shared some tips with our audience on how to find the perfect lawyer. Do you have any tips for any veterans or civilians that are looking to find the perfect lawyer to handle their situation?
Absolutely. First of all, Mike's a great guy. He's also an Army veteran that went to the Air Force as well as JAG. He's a great man.
We lost another one.
For sure. I think the most important thing for consumers and for clients out there is you really want to do your homework. There's some great tools out there. There's avo.com. That's www.avvo.com. Go out there. Shop for lawyers. There are a lot of lawyers out there. It's a very competitive market, and it's important for you to shop and find the right fit. Because a lot of times it's just matching you as a consumer to the right lawyer to meet your needs. So definitely do your homework. Go onto the Florida Bar website as well. You can read about different attorneys in your area, their practice areas, and that'll assist you.
Phenomenal. What advice would you give a veteran that's thinking about becoming a lawyer?
I would say absolutely do it. Practicing law is a wonderful opportunity to give back to your community, to give back to your country, if you will. There's so many different opportunities working within government and private practice, and you do have the opportunity to reach out to members of your church and your community and help them if they have legal problems. You can be the go-to girl or guy that they look to for help and assistance.
Just as I was talking to Michael Stansky, the two big Ds, divorce and DUI. Do you have any advice for veterans that are struggling with PTSD and they're battling those addictions? I know that a legal issue can affect you differently if you're in the service, and even if you're a veteran. Do you have any advice?
I do. Don't be afraid to reach out and get help. One of the hardest things, being a former prosecutor, one of the hardest things was dealing with veterans who have seen traumatic experiences in combat. Being a combat veteran myself, and seeing how that can have such a dramatic and hurtful impact on people, it's so important to get the help that you need. As military members, sometimes we're resistant to do that. We kind of pull back and say, look, we're tough, we can handle it. Don't be afraid to get help because the consequences can be significant. Now, we do have veterans courts in most counties in Florida. We do here in Jacksonville as well, and that gives an opportunity to work with veterans that may have PTSD issues or other issues they're dealing with. But it's very important, get the help before you find yourself in that situation.
And lastly, how can a hero and or civilian get a hold of you?
Absolutely. I think the easiest way is to reach out to us on our website. It's www.northfloridalawyers.com. That's www.northfloridalawyers.com.
Phenomenal. And thanks for being here for our latest segment. It seems as though we've had so many veterans that are lawyers. We may need a Ask the Veteran Lawyers segment on here. It's actually interesting. So thanks so much for what you're doing in the veteran community for us veterans. for another segment of the Buzz on Veterans. I'm Jeff Shuford, your host. If you have any kind of legal issues that you're facing, why not trust someone that knows what it means to serve? So make sure you check out their website. And if you have any other questions, just please direct them to Jeremiah Blocker with the North Florida Lawyers. Once again, thanks for joining us on the Buzz on Veterans. We look forward to seeing you in the next segment.